Hi there, Capricorn. It's Lynn from Tinker Tarot. I'm going to move that camera up just a little bit. That's better. And I'm here to do your September 2025 reading. So I'm using the angels and ancestors a little bit last month and all of this month. And in the angels and ancestors card, you got the knight and you have the she-wolf. Now, let's talk about the knight first. The knights, as we know, are off on an adventure, off on a goal to achieve something. And this knight is as well. Sometimes he's after justice, a fairness in a situation. But it's important that the knight have integrity. And it says, be brave and honest. So you need to have integrity in all your dealings, even if the easier way without integrity could make it happen faster. I think there will be more rewards and more like high esteem if you take your time and do things right. So it says, yeah, do the right thing. Okay. And in the she-wolf, this is challenging you to break down barriers, hunt for what you want, what the right path is. Sometimes the moon is your aid at this time, the moon energy, whether that's the new moon or the full moon. And you're going to let out a bit of your wild side, maybe something you're containing for a while, and also chase after something you want, what you desire. In the Mythic Tarot, you have the Page of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So what's interesting here is I was getting the feeling when I was reading this that this is a family situation of some sort, okay? And I feel like for some of you, there could be a barrier to seeing your family. Okay, there's some sort of barrier here. Someone's trying to keep you from seeing your family, or you're not having access home, or it's trouble getting access, something like that, because it seems there's a barrier here to home, to arriving home. The ship wants to pull in and dock, but it can't because there's this terrible storm happening, and this terrible storm could be the family members or something happening within that situation. um but you're trying to find new ways or a different way, or maybe a step back, like I said, having integrity, but also breaking down boundaries with integrity, with honesty, doing the right thing. All right. Um, and then in the Morgan Greer tarot, what jumped out for you is the Nine of Pentacles. And so the Nine of Pentacles is about being single, about this is also a pride. You're proud of what you've been able to achieve. You're not going to let anybody try and tell you any different. It's also a time of sanctuary where we take time on ourselves to reevaluate who we are, what we've done, what we've contributed, and you're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling really good about what you've done and how you've done it. Okay. In the tarot, in the recent past, you have the Four of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Moon. And so the Four of Wands can be the family as well. It also could be a group of people you work with or a group of friends, okay? And it looks like you were pretty tight. You all had the same vision, but it seems like that could be coming to an end in some way. You've been successful in the situation. You've been able to provide a home or a business, or it's been successful, but there's some confusion in the family. There could be people bad mouthing people or something, and you're not really sure who to believe, who to trust. And you also feel like you have no control in the situation. There's nothing you can do or you can say. It's happening, and that's that, right? And you have the moon twice, once in the Mythic Tarot and once in the Morgan Greer Tarot here. So there's a lot of mystery, like mixed, I think, missed communication, really. Like you may hear something and take it the wrong way, or you might be saying something, they take it the wrong way. And there's a bunch of this going on. And so, um, someone is, trying to be the boss and say this is the way it's going to go or no way at all. And the other person is saying, no, I'm not having any of that anymore. I'm not going to be bossed around. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to have a say, at least, you know. And so you walk away or they walk away, somebody walks away here because it could be control, it could be a control issue. Someone is trying to run the show, kind of thing, and that's why you felt helpless, like there was nothing you could do. They were running the show. And relationships are give and take. They're a team. They're at least two people, and everybody has, an idea and opinion. In the present, you have the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Fool. And this is really interesting because the Ten of Pentacles, again, like up here, is completion. It's the end of a cycle. So this man may have built this family, made them many nice gifts, been able to make a roof over their head, and they're quite comfortable in their lives. However, it's time to move on. It's time for change. It's time for something different. The family dynamics could be changing. It could be a changing of the guard kind of thing. And so the way that is ending. Okay, the way that is ending. The death is transformation. It's when we cut something out of our lives and we move on to a new path, or just, start to move on in the path, start to evolve, grow, and change, and realize that something's not right for you, or that it's just changing. Now, the Two of Wands is with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles could easily be you, Capricorn. This person is successful. They've learned a lot about how to take care of themselves and what is a good investment, what to jump at and what not to jump at, okay? And you could feel in the middle of a situation with the Two of Swords here. These two are arguing but passing messages through this person. And this person is saying, feeling like, I didn't want to be in the middle of this, but you passed the first message and then it started. You could also be one of these two people here that is using someone else, this younger person, in a situation, okay, to gain leverage in some way. But like I said, you have the Knight and it's time to do the right thing. Then you have the Fool and the Emperor. So, like I said, there's a situation ending here between two people, probably. Someone's caught in the middle, but you're ready to start new. You're ready to start fresh. You want to be more in control, more stable. You're kind of seeing the bigger picture now, too. Like the Emperor can see the whole picture. He can see everybody in his town. He can see how it all works and makes the decisions. He's very strategic, confident, and sometimes demanding. All right. But anyway, it's kind of a really great compliment for the Fool, because the Fool is a bit just racing into something, jumping into it, taking a risk, and that's definitely Capricorn. But at the same time, having control over oneself, having the foresight to see ahead, to not trip, to not fall, because the Fool is warned to keep an eye on what's going on or you'll fall. And that's what the Emperor does, so it's a really good compliment. it kind of looks like this really great balance, someone who has the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom, um, and the knight on his side, entering a new situation. The fool's a new situation. Then near the end of September, like look at this: Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. So there you had all these tens here, and then the Fool, which is the beginning of a new chapter, and the two aces right together with each other. So this is something, it could be, what do I call it? Um, it's doing something you love, right? Doing something you love. You're ready to begin again. You're ready to expand again. You could be meeting someone new. You could be meeting them at work, what you do at work. You could be going to work for someone else, get an offer somewhere else, and you just want a fresh start and everything. And you also are very open to relationships and love, because I think you know who you are now. You know who you are, and you accept yourself. You love yourself. I think you respect yourself, you know. Then we have the Ten of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. And the Ten of Cups is happiness, joy, the wedding, the union, feeling really good in a situation. But because you've demanded equal give and take, to be treated fairly, to be treated with respect, you are probably very stable. Someone in the family, maybe that you don't see or doesn't come around or something like that, is asking for help, is asking for a handout. Like I said, you're very in a stable position to do that if you want. But I feel like you gain financially out of this. Um, says happy ending. It says happy ending. I think the way you're handling it and the way you're behaving is having a big effect on how this is moving forward for you. You know what I mean? And then another 10. So many tens for you. You also could be moving. You could be moving residences or moving jobs or both. It looks like so much change in your life. Things are ending, and doors are opening immediately. For every door you're closed, there's another door opening. Okay. Now, in the 10 of Swords, this is when the Furies here, these Furies, are ideas and thoughts that get into our head based on what other people have said or how they're feeling, or what's going on. And it comes to a point where you're not accepting it anymore. I'm not going to listen to that. I'm not going to think like that. I'm not doing it. And you're ready for new growth. The page might be learning a new skill, in an area that you already have worked in, but you might be learning a new skill. I feel like this page could be related to this page back here, and so there could be a reunion. Like something new developing, you're able to see them again because you're not accepting what these others people are saying, or any of that. I feel like there could be some justice in the situation for you, and something new beginning there, or it's like a perennial. It dies in the winter, comes back to life in the spring again. You know, there's something coming back to life, I feel like, okay? So, very powerful reading, Capricorn. What jumped out for you in the cartomancy, which is the regular playing cards, is the two of diamonds. So this is a meeting. It could be a business meeting. It could be about money. It could be about partnering as well. But it's something to do with your security, and there's definitely communication here. Could be about your home and your investments. I see the four of clubs here. This is what you've, your stability. It's your home. It's like where you, what you have built. Okay. And the seven of hearts with the 10 of diamonds. So you are trying, I think that for this situation, you are going to come out on top. Okay. I'm not saying win. I'm going to say coming out on top. I think you're very satisfied with how things turn out. I think you're financially successful or stable in some way within the situation or coming out of the situation. Like that's the result here. That's for sure. There could be something to do with jealousy or very emotional. It's like very emotional, this situation here. But I think you're going to come out on top. I think a lot of it has to do with your integrity and honesty. And, but also, breaking down those barriers. You know, it's here a couple of times in your reading where you're not going to let others dictate to you or tell you what you can do, how you can do it, like that you're not, that's not going to be for you. But in turn, you're not going to be like that either, you know? So it's very fair and righteous kind of thing, righteous kind of energy. So this is very successful for you. It looks like this change is good. All these doors are opening. I think you're going to feel more in control in this new venture, this new chapter you're beginning, and you like it. You know, you like it. Um, I think there's definitely new relationships blossoming here, new opportunities. You could meet someone that it would be long lasting with them. They could be someone who's very fair, equal give and take. That's the energy they have. So someone a lot like yourself, you're kind of looking for. Um, you know, it could even be this nine of pentacles over here too. This single, successful, independent woman. This woman's independent. She likes to do things on her own, have her own things going on, and that might be something that's very attractive to you. This is definitely, there's a lot about relationship here, but there's also, it seems like everything in your life, like this is going to have a ripple effect. So a lot of things in your life are going to change, but change for the better. This is a big transformation time for you. Anyway, Capricorn, you're going to have to let me know. This is big. This is big picture stuff, you know, not just this month. This is big picture stuff for I'd probably say 2 years to come, for the next 2 years. Okay. This is interesting. So let me know if you know. All right. Take care. Bye now.